All right, good day, scholars. Today we're going to be making the user interface for your mask notification application. All right, so we have three screens here that we have to make. This screen's going to be pretty easy. This one I think should be pretty easy as well, and the notification we might have a little trouble with that, but we'll try and get it done. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to MIT App Inventor, and you're just going to go to Projects, and you're going to start a new project. I'm going to call it Mask Notify 2021. Call it the name of your app. I forgot what it was. I'm sorry, y'all. Call it what you want, basically. So here we go. I'm going to first change it to the tablet size just to make it easier to see everything. And our first screen here is basically going to be the logo and then two buttons that take into those two screens. So this is going to be easy. So first off, we need to put a logo in here. I'm going to put image, boom. There we go. I'm going to add a logo to that image. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go to picture. I'm going to upload the logo. I'm going to use an example logo. You guys can put whatever you want in there for your logo. If you have one done already, go for it. Find something, put it in there. So you'll notice the logo's off to the side here. So first off, what we want to do is we're going to go to screen one, and we're going to align horizontal center. That'll put it in the center of the application there. From here, we're going to add a layout. And it doesn't matter what we choose, because we're just going to use this as a spacer. That will be invisible. And then we just need a couple buttons. Let's go back to the user interface. Let's grab a couple buttons. And what we're going to do actually is we're going to grab another user interface, put that in there, and we're going to make the height of that user interface like 2%. And that will make our buttons kind of spread apart from each other. And then from here, if we look back, right, why are masks important and mask reminder settings? So the first button, so why are masks important? Could we reword that to sound a little bit shorter? Why wear a mask is what I'm going to put there. You guys can change it if you want. I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to make it size 35. That's big enough. That's pretty good. I'm going to change the shape to rounded. You guys can do whatever you want. You can always change the color of it to whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. But just make sure the buttons are similar in size at the very least, right? So that was 35, correct? Yes, 35, bold. I'm going to make it rounded. I'm going to change the color just for funsies. Why not? You can even change the text color if you want, right? Change the text color if you need to. I'm gonna do the same size, right? Because this one's, if we change this one to mask notifications, oh, they're about the same size already. That's not too bad. But if we wanted to make them the same size exactly, we can change the button width to like 80%. That way they're the exact same size no matter what, and no matter what phone they're on or device it's being played on. So there we go. That's basically it for the first one. Let's check out our second screen. Our second screen will be why should you wear a mask, and we're going to have a video and then maybe some data about it. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go to add screen, and I'm going to call this the why screen. So when users click on the why wear a mask button, it'll take them to this screen when we do the code for that, which we're not going to do today. But this is the why screen. So what we're going to do here is we need to try and replicate this. So why should I wear a mask is the first thing. Let's put a label here. Let's just put why should I wear a mask. What does that look like? Looks like that. Let's make it bold. Let's make it larger. 45? Nope, too big. 35? That's not too bad. Let's change the Y screen to align horizontal center so everything's in the middle. That looks pretty good. You can change the background color of any of these if you want, right? So if you want it to be black, you can change it to black. Obviously, change the text color, right? If you're going to make it black. I'll do that. Why not? And then what we're going to have is we're going to have a link to a video. So how that's going to work is we'll probably just link straight to a YouTube video. So I'm just going to grab a web viewer. I'm going to make the web viewer height 40% maybe. And then make the width about 90%. And that way we can just link to a video that shows people why they should wear a mask. Ideally, we'd make the video ourselves, but we probably won't have time, so we'll just find one on YouTube. So don't worry about that for now. The next section is data about it. So what we're going to do, actually, you know, this is easy. This is easy. We're just going to add another layout. Boom, throw it down here. make the height of it like, I don't know, 5%. So it'll separate the bottom part from this web viewer where the video is going to apply. And we're just going to add another web viewer. And we're going to take the user to a different website. So and let's make it the same size. So 40 by 90, 40 by 90. Come on. Height 40. Hit OK. Width 90. Hit OK. OK, cool. So that's pretty easy. And then the back button on the phone should take the back to the other screen just automatically. So I don't think we'll have to add a button. So we'll find resources to put in here later, right? This is not the main part of the app. This is just like a fun little side thing. So let's go back to screen 1. And looking back at screen 1, we have to set up the mask notifications, right? That's the main point of the application, is the mask notifications. So let's add a screen. And I'm going to call this second screen, or third screen, notify screen. Just so I know what the screen does. It'll open up another blank screen, and this is where we're going to make this screen. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. So we'll see how well I put this together, and we will see what happens. So mask notification settings. Again, label. Mask notification settings. Let's make the font 25. Can I get away with 35? I can. Let's bold it. Let's set the screen to align horizontal center. And then from here, we're going to have 3, which is on, off, and sleep, right? So if we have 3 things in a row here, the best option would be to grab a layout and grab a horizontal arrangement. And this arrangement, we're going to make the width of this arrangement about 90%. We don't want to go all the way across the screen. And we're going to make the height about 10. And we'll see what fits into here. So let's go to the user interface. Let's grab some checkboxes. Let's grab 3 checkboxes. So first off, this first one, right, is just on, off, and sleep. So let's just put them on there. On, off, and then sleep. Okay. Now, obviously, these are too small. Let's bold them. Let's make the font size 20, maybe? 20, 25 might be good. So I'm just changing the font size for each of these, and I'm gonna make it bold too. Bold the bad boy. Okay. Let's make this look nicer. So let's click on the horizontal arrangement, and let's align horizontal center. And let's align vertical center as well. So that'll put that directly in the middle here. And we might want to put these apart a little bit. So first off, these, see how the on is really close to that box, and the off is really close to its box, and the sleep is really close to its box? Let's see if we can fix that by going to the text, and let's just add a couple spaces in front of it. Oh, see how much nicer that looks? That's a fun little trick. I'm just adding a couple spaces before the text to separate the box from the text a little bit more. And I want these to be separated from each other. Right, they're a little bit too close, because like if I look at on, right, well, let's look at off, right? If I look at off, is the off checkbox this one or that one, right? The user's going to have a hard time telling. So I'm going to grab a layout. It doesn't matter what it is, and I'm just going to plop it in between. And I'm going to make the width of these layouts 5%, something like that. Grab another one, boom. Width 5%, and I'm just using it as a spacer. So now those are separated from each other. I could even go a little bit further if I really wanted to. Make a 10% spacer. That way they have plenty of room to stand apart from each other. So that looks pretty good for our first part. Our second part is notify me when, right? Let's just do the 2 here. When I leave my house or when I'm near a shopping center. Let's focus on those. First off, I'm going to grab another thing here, and I'm going to put height, I don't know, 5%, just as a spacer. We're going to grab a label. Well, you know what? I think I do want this, I want this justified to the left. So let's go to layout. And let's do a horizontal arrangement. We're going to put stuff in. Let's make the width of it 90. Align horizontal left is good. Align vertical center would be good. Height, let's do 15%. And then let's put a label in here. Yeah, notify me when. Yes. We can do less than, actually, you know what? We can do probably 5% on that. Let's put a label in there. And let's have it say, notify me when We're going to make it look nice, right? So bold it, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. And then we're going to do the same thing. Not the same thing we did up here. We're going to do the same thing we did up there, but we're going to do it vertical. So I'm going to grab a vertical arrangement, put it here. I'm going to make the height, we'll leave the height automatic for now. Let's make the width 90%. And we're going to grab some checkboxes, throw them in there. Boom. Boom. Because it's vertical, right, it'll stack. So this first one, right, I leave my house and then I'm near a shopping center. I leave my house, or when I'm near a shopping center. And again, let's put some spaces in the beginning. I don't know why I capitalized that L. I'm going to put a couple spaces in front of the text of each of these just to give it some breathing room from that text box, or from that check mark, I mean. And then I'm going to make them look nice. So the font size of these was 25. Let's make those 25. See what that looks like. That looks pretty good. Actually, I'm surprised. Is that all we need for that section? Yeah, you can put a 31 in there if you want, but that looks pretty good. We need the third section, the notification interval. So we're gonna do the same thing. You can't copy and paste these boxes, unfortunately. I know it sucks. I wish I could. But we're gonna do the same thing here. Let's grab another arrangement, just as a spacer. Height, 5. We're gonna put another one here. Width 90%. Height of this was 5, right? Let's make this 5 as well. And that said notification interval. So we're going to grab a label. We're going to put the words notification interval. So how often will it notify you, right? Let's make it the same as this. So this is actually aligned vertical center, and the text box is 25 bold. Aligned vertical center for the layout, and then for the text, bold 25. And then directly underneath that, we can put a spinner. Boom. If we wanted it over here, we could. If you want to put it over underneath this, you could. You just have to add another layout and have it left justified, but I'm just going to put it underneath here. And I'm going to make the width of this 50%. And then we have to put the selections in this elements from a string, right? So if the interval is, 3 times a day, so we can put, 1 time a day, comma, space, next element, right? 2 times a day, comma, space, 3 times a day. And let's just leave it at that. Right? So when they click on that, let me make this lowercase. When they click on this drop down, it will let them choose from one of these 3 things. 1 time a day, 2 times a day, or 3 times a day. All right, and we'll do the code for that later. So this is looking pretty good. I think we're done. You guys can customize it how you want. That's completely fine with me. I don't think we'll need a back button because I believe on the phone you can just hit back and it'll go back to the last screen. We'll add it later if we need to. Our Y screen is good and our main screen is good. So that's basically it, y'all. Do what you got to do. Make it look how you want. As long as you get the bones of it, you are good to go. If you got questions, let me know. Otherwise, do your best to make it look how you think you want it to look.